Today on Mob Rules,
we get down with the agents.
Oh man, I don't know. Didn't know what was going on there. I got caught unawares. What else did we talk about?
All right, so we got Cadia.
Oh, did we? Yeah, I guess so.
A little bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
Start again.
So what are we doing? So you're gonna say
Today on Mob Rules,
Yeah,
we talk about the Asians.
we talk about the what's new and upcoming in Fortnite.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's going on there?
Yeah,
in Acadia?
yeah. Today on Mob Rules.
Imperial Agent Man.
What's up in?
Today on Mob Rules.
Imperial Agent Man.
What's up with Cadia?
And that's about it. I mean, there's a nice
Yeah.
new siege model, but that's about it.
Oh,
Okay.
All right. Not much else on
Wow.
Mob Rules.
Mob rules.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome to episode 41 of Mob Rules.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm pretty sure that's right. I'm John,
Yeah.
joined as always by
Hey, I'm Ted.
and
I am Phil.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
That's
think
nice.
that's my new standard intro now. I kind
I
of
like
like
it.
that. Yeah, it's good.
It's pretty
It's
straightforward,
short.
to the point.
You know, it's informative.
Yeah.
That's always important. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel we should inform
Wait,
people of at
what's
least
informative?
3 things.
What's informative?
Every episode.
What's informative?
Who we are.
Yeah, unfortunately,
okay.
unfortunately, we filled up those 3 things with just our names. So the
Yeah,
rest of
that's-
this from here on out is not going to be informative at all. I'm
Check,
sorry.
check.
Yeah, we hit the quota. I'm sorry, guys.
So I've been I have this this diesel power. I think it's a diesel drip a heater. It's a stove and in the garage, and I've been dealing with diesel. Like I have to go and like fill it like twice a day, and I just realized that like I think I might have like accidentally put some on my lip because there's like this like one point like this like little sliver down my lip where it's like numb.
No,
And
bro,
it's-
that's herpes.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was that or like thinner or turpentine or kerosene. Like there's a lot of chemicals.
the worst
going on.
I've done is
It's
glue
just
my hair
weird.
into a model.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it kind of like reminds me. You know, like sometimes your cell phone, like you might, or your monitor, you'll break a pixel or something like that, and there'll be like a strip, like a line that goes
Yeah,
all the way
it's the
down or across. You kind of feel like that
you
with my
blew out a
face.
pixel,
Like
okay.
I have like a pixel down my face that's not working.
In my old PC, there was a single pixel on the monitor that wasn't working, and goddamn, could I not focus on anything but that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ted, of course, you're moving Mob Rules Studio A to a new residence.
We haven't been in Studio A in a long time.
No.
I think like once in 2016.
I just pimped out Studio B. I'm like, please stay at my place. My wife feeds us.
Yeah. Aw.
But no, how has everyone's last couple of weeks been? I'm super pumped because mine has been like super productive.
I saw.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't
All
you
over the
start us
place.
off? Why don't you start us off with how
So that we could bring it down.
Yeah, exactly. We'll set the bar real high.
So what I did, me and Ted are going to LVO, and that's coming up at the end of the month. I am playing in the 40K friendly tournament.
So just out of curiosity, like in the United States, teachers often tell us that we have to say this person and I. Do they do that in the UK, or is it me and this person?
Sure, but there's like ruler spankings and things like that.
Okay.
If you do
Fair
that,
I've heard about the Fair Alert. That's what my dad.
As I know, like Craig Ferguson would say me and this person, and he's Scottish.
No, what a jerk!
I
Stealing
know.
my shtick.
Well, I don't
We'll have
know
to see what
if
William
that's a
Wallace
thing.
would do.
Well, yeah.
Probably.
So would you
That's
say
the basic
blah blah
tenet
and
of everything
I?
from Scotland? It's like, you know, what would William Wallace do? WWWD.
Fail.
Me and Jeff. Oh, okay, all right.
He would fail at invading somewhere, then be killed horribly,
And then portrayed by Mel
Naked.
Gibson.
and then portrayed by Mel Gibson.
Which was the worst of those?
Is he Scottish? Is he Scottish or what is Mel
He's
Gibson?
Australian.
Is he? Well, they're from somewhere.
Yeah.
They're not. He's not.
Yeah,
Abby.
they're all in the Commonwealth. It's all counts the same things.
White people didn't come from Australia, so where did he come from? Like, where's his?
Technically from and
Jail,
this is-
probably, somewhere down the line. I think that's where all Australians come from, right?
I was
Was
gonna
that like
well,
Dutch or?
Sorry that we've just lost all of our Australians.
kill our
listeners.
Australian market share, but they were originally Australian English prisoners. But yeah,
So he might have been Scottish.
so he might have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could have been, yeah. That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
Until his family did a crime. Hey, Australia, sorry about your prices. But no, so I'm gonna because
That was like salt in the wound
Yeah,
right there.
it was
where It's like,
unnecessary.
there's like, you're all criminals. Also enjoy those prices for GW.
That was
those are
racist.
the most criminal thing.
Anti-Australian.
The most criminal thing about Australia is their GW prices. To the point where, like, I click it like new model. Check it out here. I'll click it out and be like, oh shit! But no, I just changed the country and it goes back to normal.
Yeah, it's
prices.
like, oh god.
Well,
I
why
forgot
would
that
you
I changed it to New Zealand so I could see it 3 hours earlier. Jeez,
I do that.
I know. You're like, good God, 125. Oh no, never mind. Okay, we're okay.
But no, back on topic. LVO Friendly's coming up. It's a 2,000 point 4-round tournament or 5-round tournament. I forget. It's a friendly. Who cares? But over 2 days, 4-hour rounds, nice and relaxed. But we actually have to submit our army lists in advance in order for them to be friendly. So I can't
To make sure that they're actually friendly.
Yeah, so I can't be like, hey, here's my friendly double Skyhammer list. But it's Imperial Fist, not Ultramarines, so it's friendly.
Wow.
No, I only brought 7 grav cannons, not the 8 that I could have fit in all of this.
And now for the friendly as well, you don't have to take a CAD. You can take Unbound. The only thing is it has to be approved. So there's a guy there who's taking, I think, like 15 dreadnoughts in drop pods.
This is one of our guys or somebody else?
No, someone else. Because
Okay.
there's a little Facebook group for it. So I finally submitted my
That'd be
list.
Too cool for us.
And I know we've talked about it over the past few episodes of how I'm like, man, I think I'll just take my Tyranids. I'm never going to get my Eldar painted in time. It's going to take Tyranids. I finally got around to starting painting
You
my
batch painted
Eldar.
the shit out of some Eldar.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And while I recognize these are all eBay Pro painted level, in the past week, past week, I have done 64 Guardians and 15 Fire Dragons to completion, including basing.
Wow.
So I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go.
How much would it cost for you to paint all my orcs?
I've already batch painted 120 orcs before, and never would be the answer. How much it would cost? Never.
I never.
All.
I get frustrated when I have to batch paint like a squad of 12. Like when I have to do like a squad of 12, I start to get very frustrated with the amount of like the same thing that I have to do over and over again, and it makes me want to like rip like hearts out of human beings.
See, play
So I couldn't
orcs
admit-
because
I
like
know.
not everything would. I mean, you could go like, okay, everybody's armor's yellow or whatever, but like, I mean, not all orcs would have the exact like a uniform like scrap of shit like that bolted to their shoulders. So like you'd have to go and like paint everybody's pants slightly different.
Yeah.
Their suspenders slightly different.
Yeah.
Which I love that they have suspenders.
That's because
They're all Rudies.
rude boys. I was gonna say.
I had Samhain Guardian, so it's all red bodies, white heads. So I left the heads off, which was, in hindsight, a very smart move. But I painted, so I just spray painted the whole bodies red, then Null Oil, then dry brush red, dry brush lighter red, dry brushed orange, and done. And then I was like, hey, is that a sash?
fun.
That sash is red now. Is that a gem or a node? No, that is a node. That is exactly the same color.
When in doubt, node.
So,
They're only supposed to have one, so it's
and then the thing is, I really hate.
and it'll be the one that's underneath their armpit, so you don't have to paint it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I hate painting black, and that was kind of really putting me off doing it until I bugged Phil. I'm like, hey man, what was your Death Watch recipe again? And you were like, hey, do what was it? I forget.
Prime black, Ministratum gray dry brush, Fenrisian gray dry brush, Null and Oil, other base colors, more Null and Oil. You're good to go.
Yeah. And so I just did that. So I painted black over, and it was like, man, that isn't a very good coat of black over that red. And I'm like, but there's Null Oil coming.
Lots of it.
So and they really fixed it. So they're a little grayer than I'd like them to be, but at the same time, I painted 80 fucking models in a week.
Wow.
And they didn't turn out
to
terrible.
completion.
To completion.
What are you doing for their bases?
I did Sterling Mud
Nice.
and then a brown rim.
Okay.
And usually I would Null Oil the Sterling Mud, but I'm like, nope, looks good. Let's move on.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you play me at the friendly, I'm sorry, I'm sure you have a gorgeous, beautifully painted 40k army.
Yeah.
I have one I'm going to do in 2 weeks.
I'm gonna come by and like shit talk your army about the brown rim.
You should.
I
should. So I have left to
I
paint.
don't know why like the rim is like such a controversial thing.
Also brown.
Yeah. Well, it was Mr. Goblin Green.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s.
I don't get it.
I had those. Those are good.
the Goblin Green?
The Goblin Green bases.
I swear, like every third time, like I post something on our Facebook group, like somebody's like, "Yeah, green base, green ring."
Yeah, you're old school like that, man.
Whatever. They still do that on the GW website.
So left to paint, I have 3 Falcon Grav tanks. I have
3 fucking grav tanks.
Not just grav tanks,
Oh.
but fucking grav tanks.
fucking Falcon Grav tanks.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I have I have 12 weapons platforms, 2 D-cannon platforms.
And a partridge. in a pear tree.
I already did my Christmas thing, man. Already did that.
Oh, okay.
And then I also need to do 4 warlocks, autarch, and an avatar.
How many of those are in jet bikes?
None.
Wow.
My list.
That's why it's friendly.
So my friendly list has no Wraith, no Wraith Knights, no Wraith Lords,
Whoa.
no Wraith Guard. There are
all the ghosts were left behind.
there are no jet bikes, which Samhain, because so obviously Fluffy we're gonna have 0 jet bikes. I just realized I took an unfluffy friendly list.
These are the guys that are left behind. They're watching the camp.
These are the mechanics.
Yeah.
Why do you think they're? Yeah.
The sandwich makers, the chefs.
I have no Farseers whatsoever.
Okay.
And I'm only using a Forge World organization chart. So I got a stealth avatar in there to make it look really bad, and that's the last thing I put in my list when I sent it, because I'm like, look, I have an avatar. It can't be cheesy whatsoever. But I'm taking kind of like almost like a rite of war for the Pale Court, where I can take 1 weapons platform for every 5 guardians. So that's why I have 60 guardians. So I have 12 shuriken.
So much for friendly.
Well, I took shuriken cannons. I have 12 shuriken cannons.
So you didn't go with like the D weapon platforms or whatever those things are.
I might have 2 of those. But there's an avatar, so it's friendly.
Okay, yeah. So, and no jet bikes, so it's friendly.
And no jet bikes, yeah. So someone asked me, like, I posted, I joined the 1 hour a night Facebook group, which, I used to make fun of, but oh my god, does it hold me accountable? Because I'm like, hey man, I'm posting more Guardians. Hey, I'm posting more Guardians. But you do an hour a day and you just post a picture of what you've done.
Oh, cool.
And then that's, it kind of holds me accountable a little bit to actually doing it. And someone was like, hey man, where's your jet bikes? And I'm like, nope, this is friendly. Just 60 Guardians, which I will never need to paint another Guardian again.
Yeah, seriously.
Because I can never see a situation where I would need to field more than 60 Guardians.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. On top of that, so I did my Guardians, my Fire Dragons are all done. Oh yeah, I'm taking 15 Melta Guns as well, and no Scatter Drop Falcons. Friendly.
So are you playing any other games, or is that the only game you're playing?
That's the only thing I'm signed up for.
Okay.
So I'm going to wander around, look around. I bought a shotgun mic for my iPhone.
Oh yeah.
I bought a little stabilizer for my iPhone.
Okay.
A little bit. Okay. I need to.
Have you checked that it works? Because I thought I bought a microphone for my phone, and apparently my
shit! I got to double check it. I bought a specific movie program that's apparently meant to work.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Then. That's because I think that's what the issue is.
I did have to buy a separate case for my phone because my iPhone 6 Plus case is too big to fit into the stabilizer.
That's what she said.
Whoa.
Only thing. But yeah, so I kind of prepping for LVO. We're going to get a bunch of video down there. A couple of fun little things we want to do.
Yeah.
I also got sanctioned to play video games for my wife.
Nice.
So I've been posting those up on our YouTube page.
Yeah.
So
they've been pretty good
on that. Yeah, thanks, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Oh my god. He'll talk to me and he commented on my video. Ted, what do I do?
Deep breaths.
So yeah, right now and then shameless plug time, Ted. So turn off your every Tuesday.
Ooh, look at these Oreos.
Every Tuesday,
like an
Prison
Oreo?
Architect is hitting. As of this Tuesday coming, which is going to be a date I don't know about, we're shifting the narrative. So it's going to be, instead of working in a prison, it's going to be a forced labor camp, which seems a lot more fun. And then Saturdays, we're going to be continuing our Eisenhorn playthrough, as Ted is unable to open a packet of Oreos.
That was so weird.
That was super weird.
They have like a lift thing on the package.
and
Normally
they lifted
you pull it.
everything except for the lift thing actually lifted. That was weird.
They
I'm
don't
not
want me
gonna lie.
to eat these cookies.
Hey man, thanks for failing through my plug.
Not a problem. Would you like a cookie?
I would like a cookie. So Ted, what you been up to?
Trying to open these red velvet Oreo cheesecake sandwich cookies.
And failing miserably.
This sucks. You asked me what I've been doing right as I picked up a cookie. Like I could eat this or I could talk.
Did it on purpose.
How was it? How was the cookie? Is it all right? I haven't been up to anything actually. I've been just working on the house. That's pretty much all I've done. I haven't read anything. I did like catch up on my Bella Soulsing like last week.
Oh, how is it? I can't see it. I'm bad.
Oh right, yeah. It was Thursday, so it was just a few days ago. So, I think like I've seen so many trailers and so many like teasers for like the Cadian Gate that like I really was expecting to buy some sisters this weekend, but they're not out yet.
Oh,
but by the time this drops, it'll be out tomorrow.
Yeah.
One giant sister.
Coming soon, TM.
Yeah. So that's it. Apparently, she dies a whole bunch. Or John was telling me. Twice. So
spoilers.
That's good.
How'd you get the spoilers?
Oh, dude, Daka. It's like a cesspool in the best possible way.
Well, I know she's I know in game she can die twice, but then they just kill her twice in this one.
You got to reinforce that gameplay, bro.
No.
Yeah,
your story.
She dies a lot. She's like Groot.
Yeah. I am Celestine.
That would be hilarious if that's all she says over and over again. Just, I am Celestine.
The other thing I did as well is I started collaborating with Peter from NGC 40K to write a 40K musical.
Nice.
Using Disney music mostly.
Oh, okay.
Because he, with his wonderful Frozen Heresy, which he put on the NGC 40K YouTube channel, so check it out. But yeah, so we had a lot of fun trying to figure out stuff. I think we contacted an animator as well, or Peter did.
Holy shit.
That would be cool.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Yeah. So pretty stoked about that. But yeah, spoilers. Sorry.
Stuff might come out.
Yeah. I wrote like a treatment of from the song Grease Lightning, but about the proletarian crusade from The Beast Who Rises.
Nice.
But I can't sing, so I'm beholden to a lot of other people.
Nice. So we're supposed to close on the house in about 2 weeks. I think the 20th. So I'm really excited about being able to like we could read again. I can pick up the Beast Who Rises. We could finish that series.
There you
go. I'm only 3 books away. Phil's already done.
I'm 3 books
I'm almost
away.
done. I'm still working on the.
Well, you're gonna be gone for a week, right?
Yeah,
2
weeks. Okay, we can catch. No, you get back.
I'll miss the next one.
Get back.
I'll miss the next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Then
alerts
we leave after you get back.
Yeah.
Wait. So you get back on the 25th. Okay.
6.
All right. So you'll miss one, and then we'll probably record something before we leave to LVO.
Well,
and then
and the recording schedule wise,
we could Skype Phil.
Skype and
Tune in Tokyo. But
let's see.
I also got to get ready for the LVO. I just got an email from the narrative guys. Going to do the narrative.
Oh yeah,
I got that email as well because I accidentally bought a ticket, and I was like, "No, can you refund this, please?" But I still got it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you can slip in there then.
So what is? Have you finalized your list for what?
No.
Oh
no, I haven't.
Don't you need to do that like a week ago?
Really?
I think there was a date on there, bro.
Oh, well, it says register today. Tell us about your army. Register for the event. Army list. Submit your. Well, I just got this email today.
Oh, cool.
Like a couple hours ago. So. Hopefully that's not the case.
Yeah. So 2,000 points of knights, please. Here's 4.
It's narrative.
Yeah. I'm just playing the Legio. Hey,
Reaver.
That's what happened. They don't come with anything else, right? Hey.
Reaver Titan with an upgrade knight. And done.
You just see them.
Narrative game.
Yeah.
Narrative. Yeah, the narrative is you guys trying to kill it.
Yeah. So I think essentially our next episode is going to be me and Ted frantically preparing for LVO and kind of the stuff we're doing for that there.
Yeah.
We'll probably isolate Phil's audio track from today and
just insert my laugh every once in a while.
I'm just going to have a soundboard.
That's great. It'd be like
hilarious. Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Wait.
Wow.
Wait. So sorry. All right. Just keep going. Okay,
that's great.
Spun 1.
Wow, I can't believe it. Really? That's interesting. Do expand on that, please. Tell me more.
Totally making a soundboard out of that. Phil.
This is great. It's the Phil laugh track.
Exactly. That's all you need. That's all you need.
We could have a sitcom.
Yeah, we're good. There's a third person. I swear.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like that picture of that. Who was it that posted on the Facebook with the what it's like listening to Tim. What it's like listening to podcasts, and it's like a picture of 3 people eating ice cream and
like an ad of
random. Yeah, like an ad of 3 people eating ice cream and some random person sitting next to it, like laughing along with them with ice cream in their hand.
That was great.
But see, well,
I feel that way about Tim.
See, that's the great thing about podcasts and all that stuff is like you're like, I'm a part of the group, I can listen in, and that's kind of the theme you got to go for. Otherwise, people won't listen.
Because if we didn't allow them to listen in, that's not really a podcast. That's just like 3 creeps recording themselves in the kitchen.
Maybe what would help is like if we could advertise that we had the red velvet Oreo cream cheese cookies ahead of time, so they could be eating.
And they
with
could be
us.
eating them with
us.
us.
And laughing.
Dang, yeah.
I think
that
you
on
should
Facebook. Yeah,
okay.
Title the next episode. What we'll do is the episode titles now will just be our snack and drink selections.
Yes.
Oh
my!
This is kind of like the like a soundtrack.
Yeah.
But
Yes. Episode 42, Red Oreo Cookies and Beer.
All right.
Yeah, I like it.
I'll take care of that second part for you guys.
Yeah,
Thanks. I want a root
yeah.
beer.
And then you guys can have like the episode you guys record in LVO. It could just be cocaine and cocaine and booze, cocaine and tequila shooters,
Cocaine off the back of a hooker and a tequila shooter off her belly button.
Or the true episode.
And the wife is in town.
The true episode title of Ted tries to sober up John and 10 other randoms.
Adrenaline shot, anybody?
I'm kind of worried. There's about 9 of us going down on the same flight, or no, 6 of us going down on the same
really?
flight.
I'll be sure to be,
Who else?
watching the CNN news.
Did
feed
you guys
as
book it
comes
together?
Well, no, I booked my tickets, and then the guys I'm sharing a hotel room with booked their tickets based off of that, and they kind of tumbled down from there. So they're going down on the same flight. We have myself, Josh Neal, the local 30K guy.
Okay.
John Miller, the other guy going in the friendly, and just like me, has no business being in a friendly. Nate is on that flight.
Oh, cool. He's going to do it.
Yeah. He's doing
the full
He's
one,
doing the full one, the big boy.
Oh.
So coming down from Alaska, we have Nate Hovis, who's going down with his Tau. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Hey, he's going down with a double riptide.
It's a double
Kinetic
harvest,
harvest?
kinetic,
and a riptide wing.
and a riptide wing.
Spoilers.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's about as fluffy as a pile of rocks, and about as comfortable to play against.
It's really to the spirit of the event, though.
Yeah, it's true.
We have Eric Rickards coming down from Fairbanks. He's going to be playing Gene Stealer Cult.
He's on the same flight, huh?
I don't know if he's on the same flight. I know he's doing the competitive though. So,
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be doing the Gene Stealer Cult stuff. So, and I played against his first attempts at the list.
Yeah.
So,
Did you get seats together?
Me, Miller, and Josh are all in the very back row of the plane.
No fucking way. You better hope Miller's in between you two. Oh my god.
gross, gross.
Apparently, like they used to taper those seats towards the back, and like they made it to. I think there's like some sort of FAA thing where they had to like actually lengthen them to the point where they're all standardized. But they have been shrinking them like in the last 4 years.
Lengthened.
Hey-o. I once
not
was
short,
on
at
I was
least.
once on a very small like commuter jet.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in this one place, and all of a sudden the stewardess comes up and goes, "Excuse me, sir, we're gonna have to get you to move." And I was like, "Oh, where?" She's like, "We need you to sit in the back center seat if you could to balance
Fuck
out."
no.
And I was like, "Womp womp."
Well,
and I walked back there. I'm like, and like there was other people there, like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Yep, I understand where this is coming from." I'm a large man, but yeah, it was definitely one of those things where it's like, fucking balancing a plane, fuck you. I'm not that fucking big, you assholes. So yeah, it was pretty funny. Or at least I can laugh about it now. Under the tears.
I remember like coming back from Georgia a while ago, and it was I think we were flying from, where was it, Utah to Anchorage. I can't remember exactly which one, but it was not Seattle to Anchorage. It was the shortest
Is it
flight.
Phoenix? Because I know we had.
I don't think it was Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
It was either Utah. It might have been Chicago, but it definitely wasn't Georgia.
Okay.
But I was I think we were from there, and it was like the super long flight, and it was, I think there was like a truck driver, myself, and then this little lady.
Right.
The lights
I assume
went
it's
out.
still recording, right?
Yep, my dining room light just burned out. Second one today, so I think there's an electrical issue there.
It's because
Those are
our
not the
future
dimmer
is
lights.
too bright.
But yeah, it was like this like trucker, and I know before that trucker showed up, I think it was this other big dude, this like skier, and myself, and I think like I was in between, and they do taper. Like I was like kind of measuring with my eyes, but they. Okay.
Just making sure he turns off that light
So
because
that we
it
don't
burned
blow
out.
up.
Oh, I
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
But yeah, like I had to, I'm a 6'2"
Yeah.
and like 200 and something pounds then. I mean, I wasn't not quite as big as I am now, but still, I had to like go move my shoulders diagonal in order to sit there, and like that was, I don't know, 5 hours or
Yeah.
so.
I mean, I've
was
had
the
my
worst.
fair share of those. I had one time when I was flying back from England, and it was like on a 747. So there's like that middle row, which is like 3 seats. And they sit me down. I sit down. I'm in the middle one, and all of a sudden, this other guy comes, and he's like this big dude too that sits down there, and I'm like, oh god. And then they sit like another big dude like in the other seat there, and like the 3 of us are just kind of like sitting there like trying to think thin, like trying to think. We're just like looking, and none of us are comfortable. We're all just kind of sitting there looking along, and also one of the guys looks over and just goes, they couldn't find any bigger people to fit into this row. Oh man, it was awful. But then it turned out like some of the other seats were they're available and we got to go. But it was like, but at that first time, the three of us were just like, this is gonna be the longest fucking flight in our entire lives.
You know what might not be a bad idea is like if they did like a size measurement, so they could like fit you together with like put Phil next to like a catwalk model.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Phil likes this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm all aboard with this idea.
I'm just thinking like from a geometry perspective.
Yes, please do this.
I feel as a taller person myself, I should be beside a Victoria's Secret model.
Of course, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I have a big belly and a small chest, so I should get the opposite. So, Phil, what you been up
Makes
to?
mathematical sense.
So anyway, so that's been the Mob Rules flight podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I have been building Gene Stealer Cult.
Ooh.
Yeah, building and painting. At this point, I've got 12 acolyte hybrids painted up. I've got 12. 12 of the aberrants painted up, which is more than most anyone will ever use in their entire life.
By I think a factor of 11.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Are they
Seriously.
not that great? Or?
No one ever. They're not very competitive. They're just like giant bruisers with like really powerful weapons that would be really cool if you can roll a 6 to charge with on that one turn when you come in out of like the shadows.
Oh.
But other than that, they're just like lumbering.
Because they don't have good armor, do they?
No, they've got a 5+ armor save.
They
Their
look
toughness
super
4.
cool though.
They look super cool. Yes, I think they're 2 wounds, but their toughness 4.
Oh,
so
okay.
I mean, strength 5.
They get
maybe.
doubled out by dildos.
They get doubled out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so they get doubled out real easy. So they're not, but they look cool. Is what it was. Was my thing. So and I was painting. I was like, all right, I'm gonna build these guys. And I was like, well, I may as well paint all of the ones that I have and paint them all at the same time, so I could just like batch paint through them. So they look cool, but I mean, they'll probably only end up in battle reports, never in competition. So, and then I
will play that list.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I have the 14 the pure strain Gene Stealers. I've got a Primus painted up, and I've got a counts as Patriarch painted up because I like the model from the Deathstorm, the Broodlord from from that one. I like it better because the actual Patriarch model, it looks like he's got like a giant barbed dong that comes out here. So I'm like,
Tell me more.
That's what it looks like. And I'm like, I'm probably just gonna go with the one without the giant barbed dong.
You could shave the dong down.
It's really large.
Wow.
It might need clippers.
It's like that guy from 7.
Yeah. So, but I've got those all painted up. My wife actually helped me paint a bunch of them. She painted a bunch of the pure strains. She also painted the Patriarch, and she painted the Primus. And she's actually working now on a Magos, which
looks
is
super
really
cool.
Yeah.
Super.
So they're coming along to pretty well. I'm pretty excited about that. I've been filming a bunch of bat reps. I've been doing some narrative bat reps, which is kind of cool. I've got a campaign that I'm doing with Hogshead. We've only done the first one so far, but we had a cool little like
against
video
his orcs, or
against his orcs.
Oh, cool!
And we're gonna do. He actually built up. Those like where they've got like the little tiles that show like that you control different areas.
Okay.
The planetary empires.
Yeah, planetary empires. But he made his own from scratch out of the tiles from the Betrayal at Calth.
I was going to say What Noodles. Too.
Yeah, What Noodles, close. The Betrayal at Calth thing, and then he magnetized it all, and he built it out of like different bits, and he's got like Prometheum fields on there. He's got like hive cities. It looks really, really freaking cool. So I'm pretty excited about going on with that. We've had the first one out. That's out, but we haven't filmed the other ones yet. And then I've got in a couple weeks, I'm going to be having a narrative campaign that I shot with Joe. That I filmed in one day. It's 4 battle reports, 2 kill team, and 2 full-length battle reports that we filmed in one day.
That sounds like a week or 2 weeks worth of content.
Yeah.
It's 2 weeks worth of content.
It's
that we
as
filmed
though
in
you're
one
going
day.
out of town for 2
Yeah,
weeks.
exactly. Close. So I've got that coming up. So I'm pretty excited about that foray into a more narrative thing and having some kind of more cinematic intros.
You and I
things
had
like that.
our narrative for. Well, we
exactly.
Almost a year.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We haven't done anything with that. We had some ideas. We haven't done anything.
Well, we
with
did
that.
our first. No, we did our first 2.
Yeah.
And then we were supposed to do a third.
Yeah.
And that was contingent upon me building something, and I didn't.
Well,
Said he
there's
went
the
and bought a house.
Well, there's
Selfish, am I right?
there was almost a year of not building it there beforehand.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I've been excited. I'm doing some more. Like I said, I'm doing some like video, like narrative intros for some of these, which is kind of cool. A little bit something a little bit different. So it'll be interesting. And then next week, or no, I guess this comes out this Friday. Oh no, well it's too late. I'm gonna Wednesday. This Wednesday, I'm gonna be there's the guys from No Ordinary Obsession podcast, which is some friends of mine from New York. They have a game night that they hold at a brewery in Long Island. I'm going back to New York for 2 weeks.
Super creepy picture.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
all the Phil faces.
The picture with all the Phil faces. Yeah, because it was like.
I haven't been able to get an erection for like over a month because of your face. So the fact that you stuck 8 of them on there,
yes.
I got an
Mission
innie.
accomplished.
I have an innie now. Thanks, dude.
I want to point out that I do not have an innie. Regardless of Phil's face.
It's nice it does it for somebody.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad. Yeah, so I'm gonna be going there, and usually it's just board games and stuff. But I'm gonna be, I think, running some like brief kill team games there. I'm gonna bring some models and run some of that, so it should be kind of
So
interesting.
you got some 40K friends down there?
No, I don't.
Oh, really?
40K friends.
But he has
Find
3
some.
armies worth of models.
But I do have 3 armies worth of models, so I'm going to bring a couple different armies and just play them there. And I posted on like a Long Island Facebook or Warhammer group on Facebook that I would be there, and so who knows? We'll see. If anyone comes, that'd be kind of cool.
Glacial Geek World Tour 2017.
Yeah, exactly. The World Tour. I'm going to Long Island. They're going to Las Vegas. Who wins out on this one?
Yes.
Oh, wow. What was that restaurant that you were going to go to with the...
We're going to be going to the Cardiac Grill.
Oh, snap. Are you going to do that the thing where you have to sign the waiver before you eat
No,
the
I'm going to
hamburger?
do the thing where scantily clad nurses feed me Jell-O shots.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my God.
I want to have a solid excuse for losing at the friendly.
I see what you said. Solid
Yeah.
excuse. Ew.
Like my veins.
Not an innie.
Yeah, the opposite of an innie.
An Audi.
Yeah.
Chicks love my Audi. On that terrible note,
Yeah, on that note, thanks.
we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back once we've eaten. I mean, that's a little inside baseball, but goddamn, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, I got Oreos right there.
Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, Oreos.
To the objective, my brother. With haste, we must recover the chapter master before the vile Tyranids devour him, and all hope for our chapter's future.
I fear it is too late, brother, for look on the horizon. An incoming monster heads for our honorable leader.
We can still make it.
No, brother, there is no hope. He's gone now.
God damn it, Dave.
It's Imperial Grab Bag.
Yeah. I really want them to come out with
recording
an
us.
Are we?
Oh, man, I tedded
Yeah,
it.
you
Oh,
did.
snap.
If only your elbow went backwards, I would have caught it.
Well, we were starting to talk about the Codex Imperial Agents.
We're-
So I
We were
figured
giving away the content for free.
you guys were letting
We're
good
using up
content
all the good
escape.
content.
Yeah. We're gonna come back to Imperial Agents and be like, "Yeah, it's good. All right,
Yeah,
next
well,
section."
yeah, good talk. Anyway, welcome back to Mob Rules.
We talked a bunch about it. It's pretty good. You don't need to understand it.
Yeah,
It's
we're
fine.
cool.
You should have been at the dinner table talking.
We've talked it out. We feel good about it. So
yeah,
go on.
we're content.
So Imperial Agents. It is a codex, Ted. It specifically says on the front it is.
Yeah,
In tiny letters.
In tiny letters.
but that's the way they do.
It pulls together essentially the digital Codex Inquisition, the digital Codex Sisters of Battle.
Sorta.
Each
It's
with,
like
each
it's
with
light.
each with it's like light on both of those.
And all of them are light. So and it has a Legion of the Damned entry in there, which is like a light version of their
Yep.
Codex.
Which was saddened to me because they took away a bunch of heavy weapons, so you couldn't give plasma cannons to the Legion.
Now, for that particular one, they have come back and said for the Inquisition
Yeah.
and the Sisters of Battle, you can use the digital one or you can use this one here. The
Yeah.
way I view this is like the
Did they
Grey
specifically
Knight.
say that?
the-
Or
yeah,
is
yeah,
that-
Yeah.
Okay.
The,
Well, they've said not in here they haven't, but
Okay.
in the FAQ they did.
the Grey Knights list in there doesn't replace Codex Grey Knights.
Right.
So I don't know why. the
And same
Sisters
with
of Battle
Death
one.
Watch and
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, pretty shitty if Phil buys his Codex, starts this whole new army, and then after like 2 months, it gets retconned to just being one unit.
What's up?
yeah, exactly.
All that cool shit we sold you, yeah, I can't take it.
Yeah, Xenophasors, those were cool. I bet you put them on all your models. Sucks to be you.
Take backsies.
Yeah, take backsies.
Hey, this is important. This shows importance. This moment. Mm-hmm. Just a Death Watch thing. Still salty as shit about that.
Wow, going back.
Get over it, John.
But this is significant.
Well, this is a thing here.
I have.
We just had a thing. It's called a fart.
I have to say though, this book I did pick it up.
Yeah.
It is making me want to collect little mini factions. So I do want to get a little. I want to get a little Grey Knight's Force. I want to get a little Inquisition Warband.
Yep.
Less stoked about the getting myself a Valkyrie squadron that can only carry one guy.
Would it only be able to carry one guy?
Well, because they say in this book that each of the different things are its own faction. So technically, because of their FAQ that says that Allied forces can't ride in faction transports.
No, they can't.
No, they can't. They can't deploy in faction transports. That means that on turn 2, you would have to fly in your Valkyries, land them, embark your guys, and then next turn fly them where you want them to, and then land them the next turn, and then disembark them.
So wait, right? Round 2, you come in hovering,
possibly
land,
or Sky Shield.
Best case scenario,
Sky Shield. You could technically Sky Shield the shit out of it. Yeah. You're right.
Which you mean it would work with a Sky Shield, but still you're then leaving an unprotected unit in complete line of sight of the entire table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, it's one of those things. I hope they FAQ that.
I'm sure they were, because it's obvious. It's obvious from their inclusion of it in the book that the intent was these are your transports for all of your dude bros in this book. Mm-hmm. That's the obvious point, was that because they even talk about it in the fluff there, where it's like these are the transports. The Aeronautica Imperialis are the ones who transport the units for all these things, and it's like, okay, well, now I see that these are supposed to be the transports. Oh, it's its own faction. Sorry.
I kind of am looking at it now, for this section for the Aeronautica, and they have the Valkyrie is a mandatory. So you have to do one Valkyrie, and then you have an optional HQ, which is the officer of the fleet, which changes your allows you to add 1 or -1 to the reserve rolls.
See,
so I kind of wonder if it's not designed you put him in the unit. And then he's supposed to almost call in for air support or call in for an evacuation. Or
Fluffy
something like
would be kind of cool to have him just like his own unit, just hiding hiding in the back rows, and he's calling in,
or even kind of in a Valkyrie flying above the battlefield, kind of directing the reserves to come in. Fluff wise,
what kind of weaponry can you put on the Valkyries in this?
Oh, I think you could change out the. Oh God, you could change out the. They have a Hellstrike missiles. Not Hellstrike. Yeah, so strength 8, AP3. Infinite range. I think you could swap it out for this pie plate. It's strength 5 AP nothing pie plate. Okay. Strength 4 AP 6 heavy 1 large blast 24 inches. Gotcha. You can also give it
God, I hope you don't jink first.
Yeah. You can also give it heavy bolter sponsons. I think you could change out there's a las cannon on it that or multi-laser that you can change out for a las cannon. Although it's ballistic skill 3, so it's
guardsmen.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you give them? Isn't there militia training or something? Can you give them that upgrade?
No, I don't think on this one you can. So it's
guardsmen or guardsmen. They're given the finest training in the galaxy and the best weapons.
It's an attack flyer, so it's not gunship. So you're not going to get the +1. So the attack flyer, what does that give you? Is that +1 against anything, or is it just doesn't?
We would have to live in a state that plays Death from the Skies. Sadly,
salty.
Well, at some point they'll probably include it.
I enjoy the Death from the Skies rules. Aside, I think they're good.
Yeah. Not to start up.
Anyway, I think that it's kind of a throw in a way. Yeah. You could throw in your psychers.
Well, here's the deal. They had to throw in the rules for the Valkyrie because the Inquisition Codex, that's one of your transport options for your Inquisition.
Oh, but it doesn't actually have the Inquisition
So if you're if we have to include the Valkyrie and we just make a formation, sure.
Yeah.
But I like it.
I think, I honestly believe that they're going to come out with an FAQ that says units from this codex can ride in the flights from the...
I want my dudes flying. I want servitors and Jakarus flying around in Valkyries with sisters.
Oh, that would have been dope.
I think that's and I think that's I imagine that's what it was intended to do, and that's what it will. Because if you think about this, these things were all written ready to go a long time ago, and it's coming out in their in their process. That all of these things have been years ago. If you look at the 32 mil bases, it's copyright 2007 or something like that.
Is it really?
Something like that.
Or
2010, something like that. 2010 maybe earliest. So they've had it for years. They were planning on this stuff, and then they start to roll it out. So I think what happened was this got planned, and everyone thought, when they were planning it, they're like, oh yeah, these will be the transports, these will be their psychers, these will be their their punchy dudes, these will be the other cool things, and they'll all work together. It'll be really fun because that's what you're allowed now. Since all the formations that we've been doing, you can take as many formations as you want. Thinking about the game like that. And then when people started asking, it's well, can can I take a fast attack drop pod from my Blood Angels so I can put in my Skitarii Rangers in there and then drop them in there? And then they were like, in the FAQ, they're like, no, that's stupid. That's not what they're. No, no.
They got sent like 80 game-breaking combinations of draw pods and transports,
and that's when they were finally like, no, you can't. Allies can't go start embarked on non-faction transports, and then everyone's like, well, now you've put out this entire codex with I can just put one dude in my flyer that seems crazy, and it's like,
you're talking about the Aeronautica.
This Aeronautica, and it's like, I imagine they're going to come out and be like, exception to the rule. Yeah. Aeronautica. They can work with anyone in Codex, Imperial Agents.
See, that's like something that they could very well have done if they were like intending it to be. There could be an exception just in this thing. Like anybody who is part of this,
that's kind of what I would figure.
Faction.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't. I don't see where
they didn't in this, but I feel like I feel like this probably got finalized before they finalized the FAQ. Yeah. And I imagine what's going to happen is that people are going to ask the question and be like, oh, why can't I put my why can't I put my Inquisitor inside of the Imperialis? And it's like, all right, well, fine. Okay, yes. Anyone in this codex can fly in. I
have to say, one of the strongest entries in the book, gameplay-wise, is the Psyker formation.
Yes. Yep. I saw it used on a battle report with Mini Wargaming.
Oh, yeah?
We're not being sponsored by them. But he ran them as... because he ran them as allies with his Gene Stealer cult, and he did use them somewhat, but they were also just like a giant dice battery for his other guys that were doing summoning in units from the Gene Stealer cult and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. It looked like it would be pretty effective.
So he was Weird Vein Psychers is what he
was? Yeah, because they're like 15 points each or something?
Something like that. And there's also...
12.
Yeah.
12 points each. So 12 points
but
for
they count
one
as
dice.
like choir, right?
Yeah. So he was having squads of 5, and then there's some of them... I think there's a formation
real quick,
in here.
going back, the Brotherhood of Psychers, how does that work? Is it a dice per guy, or
no, it's one dice. So the unit counts as mastery level 1.
So if you have 5 guys in the unit, though, it's basically like a 5 wound psyker is what it counts as, because you get the same amount of dice no matter how many people are still left in that unit.
Yeah.
So
in this instance, you get 5 guys for 60 points.
Yeah,
which is relatively cheap.
It's like a 5 wound psyker.
Or you can get an Astropath for 25 points, or you get your Primaris Psyker, who's also master level 1 for 50 points. It almost seems like the Astropath would probably be the way to go.
That they have.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the okay.
I mean, for like as a pure dice battery, I think that's the cheapest option that the Imperials have.
Yeah.
The Astropath, or for a little bit Weird Vein would probably. Oh, that's a HQ. Okay, so Weird Vein would be elite. There's not a whole lot of elite psychers. So that would be a good way to.
And see, this is a way of getting it in your army without having an ally in guard.
Yeah,
or be like, okay, I have to add a platoon or some veterans.
Yeah,
you just ally in psychers, and you're like, okay, now I have my psychic dice.
I have a formation. You take 1 HQ, so you got to get a Primaris or an Astropath, and then you get up to 3 choices. You can have up to 3 squads of Weird Vein psychers.
So an Astropath is 25 points, and then you can upgrade it to a level 2 for 25 points. So 50 points, you can have 2 dice, right? And then Primaris Psyker is kind of the same thing. 50 plus an extra 25 to make him level 2. So that's 75 points. But yeah, no, okay. You could take 1 HQ and up to 3 units of Weird Vein Psychers in their formation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that can get you 2, 3, 4, 5 dice.
Yeah.
Have I shown you my Weird Vein?
You do.
Weird Vein. You keep that Weird Vein to yourself.
It looks like the Mississippi River.
Just not as long.
A lot of ox bows.
A lot of ox. A lot of ox. Ted, you have a pretty sizable Sisters of Battle army.
Yeah, it's a little bit of
it. You could have inserted any army really in Ted's to say yes to that.
but it's unusual.
You have a good size
insert army here.
Army.
Yes,
but it's unusual in this day and age to kind of maintain a Sisters of Battle army.
Nobody bought it.
Yeah,
I tried.
He tried not to maintain it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Sisters list in there? Because I know, well, personally, like my whole interaction with Sisters is I bought the Arch Confessor when it was the last chance to buy because that model is amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Space Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it seems like it's a. I was gonna do like a side by side comparison with the codex, and I haven't played too much in the latest codex, so I haven't played in several years. Yeah. But I played in previous iterations when you had just like a list of faith spells that you could proc.
Sure.
Whereas this is a little bit different, where everybody has like their specific thing. So but it seems, from what I recall, a lot similar to the latest codex. And I didn't see much for changes, but once again, I didn't go side by side.
The only real major change in there is a couple of characters went away.
Yeah. Right.
Celestine went away, never to be seen again.
Until next week.
Until next book.
Yeah,
until next week.
Until tomorrow when she's released in the.
No, you're pay to play. Pay to play
of the Imperium.
No, I think it's cool. I'm happy that they're bringing back some of the plastics because I think they stopped offering the Rhino and the Immolator, and they also got rid of the Repressor
Which
from
is the
Forge
World one, yeah.
Right, they got rid of that a while ago. And that was the only time like I felt like buying a China cast model. Like, it's gone. Okay, I could justify that more.
My only experience,
although I didn't.
I played against Sisters once, is I lifted up. Which one is the organ gun tank?
Oh gosh,
that thing weighs
Immolator. Exorcist.
Yeah, that thing is gross.
That thing weighs as much as like my entire army.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we had to proxy them back in the day, and I don't like that is such a horror. I'm sorry, but I've never liked that model. The idea of like a bunch of rockets flying out of an organ.
I'm sorry, that is so metal though.
It is. True. It is.
Is there a guy on top of it playing though? That
it looks like an '80s like metal band musical.
It's kind of like a Mad Max thing, where like the guy with the guitar and like the front of the thing in Mad Max, where he's like with the flamethrower, except instead it's just an organ of missiles that's flying over his head.
It's almost like it'd be super cool if like Games Workshop had a dartboard in their design room, like just full of different terms like missile, gun, bolt, las, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they're trying to come up with new weapons, and you throw it, and he's like, missile firing. Yeah, okay. And then he fires. Church organ?
Why not?
All right. Mounted on a Rhino. I want to know what the STC for that was. Or if it was just like some weird tech priest.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, so we're going to take this Rhino, and then that organ right there, we're going to put on top of that Rhino.
Sadly, it was that guy from Beast Arises that created that Ordinatus weapon. It's like, yes, I've created an exorcist. All right, we're going to ship you to off nowhere. Okay.
No, and all the other tech priests like, can we see this STC to confirm? No, just missiles in the organ.
Yeah,
shove them in there.
Sadly, all the amazing ideas died in the 32nd millennium. After that, they're like, okay, let's just do standard shit.
Yeah, I think as far as the Sisters, from what I've heard, a lot of Sisters players weren't happy when Celestine like disappeared and they didn't know where she went, because she's a very popular choice.
That's
obviously
very stupid, because they know she dies and comes back
again.
Ayo. So I guess she passed her leadership. I actually made that joke to Ray. I was like, when they announced that she was coming out in the Triumvirate, I messaged Ray and I was like, oh, I guess she passed her leadership test. She's coming back. But he seemed pretty upbeat about it, and that may just be that Sisters player. Yeah, it may just be that Sisters players aren't like super salty.
I think it's like the beaten wife syndrome, where you don't get any attention, and then all of a sudden you get some attention, and like they love me again.
Yeah,
I bought you some discount chocolates at Walgreens. Oh, he loves me.
Yeah, that might be it. But he didn't seem too down on it. He said it seemed interesting. He's like, a lot of it wasn't super great, and I think that was the general consensus with this codex, was that a lot of it wasn't like, I don't think this codex was designed to be meta breaking. I think this codex was designed for people who wanted to play some fluffy games. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
where they're like,
sure.
I want my Inquisitor to run in there with a bunch of Death Watch guys, and it's like, cool. You do it. You have fun with your game. It's like you're not going to win LVO with that list, but it's probably going to be fun in your garage.
I mean, but this reminds me of like the chapter approved in so many ways. You remember chapter approved, where it was just like, I mean, that was where the Death Watch. Well, I guess Death Watch came out in the White Dwarf, but then they came out in like chapter approved. Is like, if you want a Death Watch, you had to have that chapter approved. But then it was like weird stuff like, all right, you want an all Kroot army? Okay, there's a list for that, and like chapter approved. This was kind of like your, all right, well, Sisters, you could go and download the codex, but it's not really that available. But now this is like really available, so you could download it. I'm guessing you can take it.
Yeah, it's a book.
Well,
you can take it with you and fun with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was. It was. I think that was the intention of this. It was to create the ability for people to create like the mix match forces that they talk about in the fluff. Because you hear in the fluff, it's like, it's very rarely like when they're going into a situation where you're going to have Inquisition going in. unless it's like a very, very small situation, which would be more of a kill team game. If they're going in to take care of a real situation, they're going in with like a whole bunch of different stuff. So
Instead of a fake situation.
Yeah. Well, like a much bigger, like a bigger
inflatable
like
Land Raiders.
Like they talk about it in Eisenhorn.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if that's gonna ruin any of your.
Oh, you mean the gameplay videos?
The gameplay
on
videos.
Mob Rules YouTube channel?
Yeah, well, exactly. The Eisenhorn gameplay.
You should definitely watch to see what changes they make from the book.
There you go.
Click here to find out more.
But they have a couple times.
See people tapping on the air.
Exactly.
Tapping on their headphones.
Dear Mob Rules, I tapped the air repeatedly and nothing happened.
This is not the Avengers.
0 out of 10. Yeah, 0 out of 10 could not press imaginary buttons.
though I have to say, the Eisenhorn thing, my most appreciative thing is one of our listeners watched my Eisenhorn video, and his only comment
Just
for
stop
it
there.
was 1 out of 10, no dick jokes.
Oh.
Well, lesson learned, right?
Yeah, I mean, I got to start strong with a good old dick joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, in that book, there were a couple times when they have like much larger engagements that Eisenhorn's a part of, and they'll have Space Marines. They've got the different Inquisitor forces that are going in, and it's like a big mix of the forces that the Imperium has to throw at this threat.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people wanted to be able to do, and it was a little difficult to mix and match with the different ways. And this gives you the ability to bring smaller forces so that you can have like in a 1,000-point battle, if you're just playing with your friend, that you can go and do it and have like this mixed force that's going up against whatever kind of threat.
See, I think that in a way, like for some factions, like this makes a lot more sense than actually having a full-on codex, like Grey Knights or Death Watch or something like that, like where it is like supposed to be elite little factions like running in there and doing their thing. Yeah. For me, it doesn't make sense to have like 60 guys marching down a field, whereas a dozen maybe, with various war gear.
Although with their points cost, you're probably going to get 3.
Okay. But so I mean, this definitely makes sense.
No, for sure, and I think so, and I think that was the aim of this codex. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of the stuff that GW puts out, they're not looking for. They're not like, well, this is the book that's going to be at the next LVO. This is the next book that's going to be at the next, Adepticon. I think a lot of times they make these books because they're like, wouldn't it be cool if you could just put together a force of the Inquisition that you wanted to go out there, like all these different agents of the Imperium. Wouldn't it be cool if you could just put them out there? Or what if you got this force and you want to ally in some things and you don't want to have 37 codexes and all you want to do is bring in a Vindicare? You know what I mean? Or what if all you want to do is bring in like one Inquisitor with some Death Watch that's going in to help support the mission that your Ultramarines are working on.
I love it. Like with I was actually really surprised to see the assassins in here. It makes sense.
Yeah, this would be the third time I've received rules for those assassins.
Right?
Have
Yeah,
not changed.
I still have the mini codex from about 15 years ago that has not been outdated.
I got that too. Yeah.
That came in a White Dwarf, and then I think there was like another White Dwarf that later on had him.
I've got that.
And
one.
then I think it was like, did they come in the book or the box game? Or
they came in the Execution Force game, but the rules didn't come with them in the Execution.
That's when they came out. The rules came in the White Dwarf that came out around. That's what I've got. That White Dwarf with the rules for them.
And then they've every once in a while they'll show up in somebody else's codex, like, here, take an assassin. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have the digital
hilarious.
data slate I bought. I have the White Dwarf issue, and now I have the Imperial Agents.
Oh, the data slate. Yeah, that's right. That was the other.
Yeah.
So they're all over the place.
I ran an Execution Force once. I ran I ran that against you. I ran an
they were
against you, all four of them.
Yeah. He had one of the assassins was operating the plasma obliterator.
John,
this is what they're kitted with the best war gear in the planet, a plasma flarkin obliterator.
To be fair, I had an Eversur assassin operating a plasma obliterator, or Blessed Skill 8 or something.
Oh, dude, it's the way to go. It did not deviate.
No, it did not deviate. And then you landed your command squad like right beside. I was like, I'm going to take this out now. And then so you damaged the building and kind of you can't fire that weapon anymore, forgetting that it was an Eversur assassin inside.
Well, it was one of those special Forge World ones with the fusion cascade, so it had like little wings on it and stuff. I can't remember what they're called, but they're like super fast and lithe and all the guns, and then it just gets hosed.
Eversur's got Eversur.
Not in hand to hand.
Surprise! Eversur assassin.
Surprise! Eversur assassin versus Tau in close combat does not end well.
What?
It's crazy.
However, Riptide versus Calidus was okay.
The one thing I do like in the picture for the the adversary assassin
Yeah.
here, it looks like he's tapping that tap
Oh.
fire warrior on the shoulder, just being like, ding, ding, ding. Hey,
Knock,
I'm here.
knock.
What? Yeah, knock, knock. What? Ah!
Yeah.
Right before he just like slices his face off.
Eat a dick.
Yeah.
Auto translator has
Yeah, the other guy's in the back there like, Steve, don't turn around. Don't do it. And it's like, what? Click, click, click. Oh.
Do you think he saw us?
Shh. I heard they can only see you if you move. That's Tyrannosaurus Rex. Oh, well then you're boned.
I have to. I think out of this book, I am going to get a small Inquisition force. I already have the assassins that I used to run, and I like my law. I'm also going to, I think, get a little Grey Knights force based off that book.
Yeah.
Like I said,
You're just going to run 37
Formations?
37 Dread Knights.
no, because I mean, I totally agree with you with the fact that if I was running competitive, I would not run anything out of this book apart from maybe a Calexis assassin.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
But if I want, say, a narrative reason, like I have my 30k Imperial Fists,
Yeah.
it's easier for me to translate that narratively to 40k if I add an Inquisition detachment or a Grey Knight detachment, and then
Yeah.
you have your rank and file Imperial Fist going along to get murdered.
Yeah,
before
it helps
the
you
story.
forge the narrative if you can start throwing in these.
Yeah.
because you're not gonna. Yeah, like you don't want to build an entire army of everything. You know what I mean? It would be fun to run an Inquisitor, but you don't want to have to run an entire Inquisitorial army.
Sure.
So
Or-
if you want
or
to buy
like-
the one Inquisitor and his one warband, you can now run that.
Or if you have like a small force of Grey Knights that are holding the center of the table against an attack, you can use that force orc to make that small
yep,
thing,
yep.
and then you have your army coming in to save them or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think it's that.
And it's all in the one codex, so you don't have to have
Sure.
Grey Knights codex, you don't have to have Death Watch codex, you don't have to have Inquisitor codex, you don't have the Assassin codex, you don't have to have, all the different various codexes. You can now have the one book that you can buy small forces of that you can run and just have fun with.
So coming
It's
from
like such an ad.
I know how.
Right now, you don't have to have all the STDs. You can just have one super STD. Now from Phil's closet.
I mean, because we're kind of like the low sodium podcast. You know what I mean? Like we try to keep our content pretty low. So this is like the upside to us being a little salty about how competitive it is. It we look at it and it's like, well, maybe it's not meant to be competitive. It's just supposed to be fun.
Well,
I don't know. Looking on the bright side, man.
when-
Like Life of Brian. We're up here on the up on the crucifix, like just going like,
at the-
always look on the bright side of life. And we just got flagged for copyright. Actually, there's no way they flagged it after that rendition.
Yeah, YouTube is going to like, there is a song and... No, never mind.
There's no song. It's just white
Do
noise.
you have the rights to that shit?
Monty Python's gonna be like, we're not claiming that shit. Not that rendition.
Why did you call us?
Yeah.
Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah, did you hear that?
my favorite thing moving from playing Tyranids, and I still love playing Tyranids. I mean, they're a lot of fun to play. But for moving to Tyranids to Eldar, is when I played Tyranids, when I showed up for a game, I would have my rulebook, Codex Tyranids. I would have my iPad with data slates from Leviathan Rising. I would have my Forge World Imperial Armor 4 book. I would have the rules for the Tyrannocyte from the Shield of Baal book. So that's 5 fucking books.
He would also have the Encyclopedia Britannica for no reason.
Yeah, yeah,
He just liked carrying books.
Yeah, so that's like 5
The
books.
Drew
I would have.
Barrymore Playboy
Yeah,
edition.
exactly.
No, there's a reason for that. But
Take a break.
5 books to one game. So like when my Dima Karen charges and I have to explain to my opponent what to do is I have to pull this book out from here. But then when my Tyrannocyte lands and I have to see how it shoots, I have to pull this book out. So when I moved to Eldar and I had 1 codex. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was it. That was my favorite thing about it. And then, of course, I got a Forge World book, but it's still only 2. It's the same thing kind of with this here. I have a bunch of the digital codexes. Like I have the Codex Inquisition, the Assassin Data Slate. I mean, I love iPad editions, but I don't want to switch between books during the game. I mean, I can't remember the amount of times I've slowed down and get back. And okay, hold on. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Minimize.
Yeah, minimize.
Open.
Through. Yep.
Thank you.
So I do enjoy the aspect that it's all in one book.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, looking through the pictures of the models has made me buy a couple models. It's made me go, oh man, that's freaking amazing. Like Cody has. I bought after seeing it again in that book. Looking at the book now that Ted has it open to, I'm going to be buying Karamazov. Because
He's a cool ass model.
He's a fucking sitting on a dreadnought. I really want to believe that that's a Space Marine dreadnought and the guy's still in there. He was just repurposed as a chair
Yeah.
for some failure long ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a lot of nostalgia for me because they take me.
The Inquisipati.
They've
He's been shitting on me for
It's
120
the 40K version of a Rascal scooter.
they've improved their photography so much over
Yeah.
the years. I mean, I can be speaking bullshit. This could be the same photos used over and over again. But to me, like it makes them all look so good.
Their design is super nice.
Yeah.
I mean, their stuff that they produce is high quality, and it's awesome, and it's fun to look at, and exciting to look at, and it really like stokes the imagination as to what you want to do. You know, because
Thankfully, your face did the opposite for me, so
Exactly.
I'm not
Yeah.
quite as excited, but I would be
Yeah,
excited had you not
yeah.
posted that picture of your face 10 times.
Yeah, basically, GW's production is the anti-Phil face. Is what it comes down to.
It went from Audi to just like a wall of. Wow.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like they're with the background and the lighting and everything they
Oh,
put into
him,
it.
not me. Gotcha.
Yeah, we're going. I was moving past there. Hopefully, they make it look cool. They make it look awesome, and you're like, I want to buy that. And then you buy the model, and you're like, well, now that I've got this plastic thing, I'm never going to paint it like that. But whatever. Yeah, it's a resin thing.
Got to contact the Russian guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was from the photographs, but when I got Kodiak as I built him, I love the way he holds his thunder hammer. I love how the little two-headed bird looks.
I love the way you hold your thunder hammer.
I did not notice that he had batsuit nipples on his model.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, ooh, do I shave those off? And I'm super tempted to
No,
shave
man.
the nipples off. But
He
now
hangs out with Dante.
I think I'm going to paint them like so. I have like gold, so I'm going to paint.
Purple.
I'm going to paint the nipples silver to contrast with the gold,
Okay.
Just to draw attention.
just to draw attention.
Yeah.
Well, they've been worn down, constant
Yeah,
rubbing.
exactly.
So I just now have images of like Cody as like rubbing his nipples while being like, I've been expecting you.
Well, what is he? He's Malleus, right?
Sure.
Or Malleus? Yeah.
The demon one.
Yeah, the demon one, the Malleus.
It's like, ooh, your warp makes my nipples. So
yeah, exactly. too much exposure to Slanesh has ruined him.
He rolled a double 1 on the warp stone table. He's also a super solid character for 100 points and a really good psyker.
Yeah.
And he helps you seize initiative and
shoot things that come down.
shoot things that
drop
come
Shoot
down.
all those things, all the drop pods.
Yeah.
All,
all the drop pods that come down.
attach him to grav cataphractons to make people cry.
Yeah, there you go.
So Ted, do you think you're going to be pulling your sisters out more because of this book, or are you going to continue to be like me and not play?
I'm gonna biting my double entendre first.
Yeah, I was going to say I had the same thought come, but I don't.
No, I think I picked up the special edition Canoness.
Oh yeah, did you?
Oh, yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I haven't put it
She
together.
looks
but,
super cool.
Did you leave
Yeah.
it wrapped in plastic so you could sell it on eBay?
Well, I left it wrapped in plastic
It'll
because I
just go up
moved
in
that day. I was like, yeah, I bought it in a box.
It'll go up in value if you just leave it wrapped. Once you take it out of the box, it loses all
Wrapped
its
in
value.
plastic.
Yeah.
No, at some point I'll put her together. I don't think it's going to be like one of those models. They said that they're going to. I know that.
I don't know.
Oh, I like it. I think it's cool looking.
Yeah, we went over that.
Yeah. Okay. yeah.
Yeah, so at some point she'll go together, and then I think like now that everything's gonna hopefully we go towards plastic or fine cut. If they start doing something else with the sisters, like I'll be excited about that and start moving that direction. Because right now it's like, what is it, like $75 for 5 seraphim? It's ridiculous.
It's stupid crazy.
So I mean that was like, I think the last sisters army I had a whole bunch of seraphim, and I sold that army, and then this one I don't have any. Like they're a fun unit, so I think a lot of the stuff that I want to flesh it out with is just not. I don't know. It's not affordable. So
I think
it'll come.
it's going to encourage me to finish painting my assassins. I have 2 out of 4 painted for them.
Yeah.
I only have 1 out of the 3 that I own.
It's going to make me, I said, a low Grey Knight's attachment. Really, it's going to kind of push me that way as well.
Yeah.
And then kind of keep going with my Inquisition. So it's going to push me. It's almost made me want to kind of focus on Inquisition this year as kind of primary modeling and hobby stuff.
Cool.
We got to do an Inquisition book review.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've read any Inquisition
No,
type stuff.
we probably shouldn't do Eisenhorn.
Dang, I was going to recommend Eisenhorn. That is a good-ass series.
Because
What else would you recommend so we can say no?
Whatever Phil wants to do, not that one.
because I'm having fun in my playthrough and being surprised by things, rather than this is the bit where this happens. And I know Kurt was saying when he watched it, he enjoyed kind of like, oh yeah, this is happening, and oh, I can tell you why this happens here. But I'm enjoying the newness.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a ton of good Inquisitor books.
Yeah.
There's such good characters.
They did a lot of those back then.
There's no better character.
The Ravener ones too.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Those are,
yeah.
Those are like a spin-off, I think, of the Eisenhorn. So I don't know if that's going to ruin anything.
Maybe.
Whatever. We're into ruining stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Spoiler alert.
Everyone dies in Rogue One.
Oh,
Everyone dies in Rogue One.
Sad.
It is definitely not okay to say that. Yeah.
Dude, it's been like 3 weeks, hasn't it?
It's been like 3 weeks. God.
If you watched episode 4, you knew this.
I'm sorry, where's Jyn Orso in episode 4?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Manuel Bothans. R.I.P. Manuel Bothans. Manny Bothans died to get those ones.
See what? And this is okay. So totally off topic.
Oh
here.
God. Ooh, Oreo.
I really hope that what they did in Rogue One to connect.
You really knew Hope?
No.
See what I did there? Ted gets it.
I really hope that what they did in Rogue One to connect it to A New Hope, they don't go back to A New Hope and George Lucas it and be like edit things and change things so the story fits better. So they change it from Many Bothans to Irrebel Cell.
No, I got yelled at by Sterling and some other people that the Many Bothans thing comes when they were getting the plans for the second Death Star. So that's where I got yelled at about that. So technically, the Bothans died later. So
really?
They're still alive. Yeah, I guess the second time they went for the plans.
Well, isn't it the same Death Star?
I mean, that would be my suggestion. So they apparently they just like threw it out. They're like, well, that one's taken care of. Just toss it. They're like, we don't need these anymore.
Good thing there's no raw materials left.
Yeah, good thing they're not going to build this thing again. Whoop.
So the Bothans went in and then they grabbed the plans out of the trash.
That's
there you go.
That's actually what it was. Is that many Bothans died because they had to go into the
trash
compactor and someone flipped the switch. And they're like, ooh, man, those Bothans did not make it out. Oh, but look, they've got the plans. Excellent. Glad you guys found that. Thanks.
They really need to have a family sitcom, The Bothans.
Yeah.
Meet the Bothans. Hey, little Jimmy Bothan.
Yeah. So yeah,
the world's worst series ending season ending. Where it's like, oh, will the Bothans survive getting the clans back? Find out next time on Meet the Bothans.
The Bothans.
Oh man. Well,
anyway,
we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back.
All right.
Cowabunga, dude! Shredding these sweet waves with my board is super rad. But babes can't stand a thirsty bro, brah. That's why I drink generic soda, now with electrolytes. Chicks dig it. Generic soda causes heart disease, lung disease, pancreatic cancer, Alzheimer's, erectile dysfunction, and is the leading cause of thirst. Generic soda may dissolve solid surfaces if contact persists longer than 3 seconds. The Food and Drug Administration does not recognize generic soda as edible. Do not dispose of generic soda down drains or near animals.
an hour 4. I thought you said
hour
4.
Welcome back. We took a slight 20-minute salt break.
Oh.
John was salting.
Yeah,
I was trying to throw the potato in there.
You and I were like, no, here, have your vegetables.
Like, this is entertaining. This is fun. Or not entertaining. Yeah, entertaining.
Jesus, good
That's
for
what I
you.
was looking for.
Yeah, I didn't disagree with that. Anyway,
Saccharin.
John definitely disagreed with that.
So it was getting feisty in here.
so
We
looking
were about to throw down.
looking at the rest of the release schedule coming up right now, we have
40K not Star Wars. 40K not Star Wars.
we have Fall of Cadia
Yeah,
coming up, which looks amazing. It's
pretty
already
baller.
It's already leaked out. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Just go to Faya and find out exactly what happens.
I think with this, like, it's such a big deal. Like, once again, I'm having a hard time like wrapping my head around the fact that it isn't out yet. Like, there's so much. Like, you could read all about it.
We have the Triumvirative, the 3 Imperial characters.
Triumvirate.
Oh,
The Triumvirate. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, the 3 characters plus 2.
Yep. 3 characters plus
The Triumvirate plus some other
some bitches.
Which is good because I was looking at the price tag on that. Like, whoa, $80 for 3 characters? Okay, plus 2 more. So $80 for 5 characters. Okay.
I mean, $80 for that's like, well, I guess it's a little bit more than like a 5-man squad. Also, isn't that like
The
the
Magos
Magos one is like the size of a
huge.
Carnifex or
Yeah,
something?
Oh, is it really?
He's
Yeah.
huge.
I
massive.
didn't realize that. I know like Celestine's pretty big, and
Celestine's big.
then that chick is tiny.
Yeah, she's tiny, and then the Magos is supposed to be like the size of a Carnifex.
Damn.
Huge.
Okay.
He's
All right.
10,000 years old at least.
He's got a lot of time
Keeps
to
tacking shit on
Yeah,
there.
exactly. He just plugs it in.
Oh god.
And
Plug
then
and played for 10,000
It's like
years.
Katamari. You roll a little ball around, picking shit up.
That's what the Skitari do. It's just like keep rolling along, grabbing other arms, putting them on there. So after 10,000 years, he's not the
Extra
size
servitors.
of a Carnifex. Yeah.
He has a single jerk off arm that gets used once so often, like, like cycles through like a Swiss Army knife.
No, not the plasma cutter.
No.
After that as well, we're gonna have Zinchuary February.
Yeah.
Whoa,
which
what are they
is
doing?
some
Oh,
synchronicities.
the new,
Age of Sigmar, technically Age
Demon.
of Sigmar stuff.
But leaked today, or last week, or a year ago, depending on when you're listening to this, the brand new plastic Lord of Change,
Looks
Yeah.
cool as
which
hell.
looks cool as shit, and
Yeah.
there's a dual kit with Fate Weaver inside it.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Cool.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I like that. It's almost like there's a little bit more dark crystal in that than in a model.
Yep,
than there is in the
for sure,
previous
for
one.
sure,
I love
for
it
sure.
hot.
Poor Slanesh is rubbing her little 6 fine cast nipples, being like, "Please redo me. I'm family friendly."
Yeah.
Nope. Nope, you're not.
So
I hope that like as that
Should've put on some
pendulum, like
clothes.
the family friendly pendulum swings, like they grab onto it right as it's going towards adult. Like, that's been great. Like every once in a while, it's like, all right, now is the time to buy the army.
So that means essentially you can use the Glotkin as a great unclean one.
Yeah.
We have that amazing,
Which was apparently what it was supposed to be. Is what it was designed for.
yeah, and then they made it like put 3 guys on top of it. We have our great looking Bloodthirster, and then we have a Lord of Change now as well.
Yeah.
And Games Workshop certainly moving towards a centerpiece model army
Oh,
look.
okay.
Yeah.
Because if we look at the last kind of big releases, everything. I mean,
yeah.
hell, even moving back to the Orc Codex, the new model kit that came out for that was a Morkanau, which is
Yeah.
kind of a large centerpiece model.
Right.
Moving towards kind of having that centerpiece in the army, because now we have
And then giving you a data slate to have 3 of them.
buy them all.
Large centerpieces.
So now, yeah, we've had like Lord of Change, we've had the Bloodthirster, we have Magnus, we have Imperial Knights. Again, working towards this kind of like big centerpiece model for an army to kind of surround around.
And to be fair, as like they've always claimed to be their main priority is models. And when you think about that, large, cool ass looking models would be one of their priorities. So I'm sure if they're sitting there designing, they're like, it's like, oh, I can think of like a whole bunch of mechanics that I could design. And they're like, ugh, boring. It's like, how about like a giant robot with a big ass gun on one hand and a giant chainsword on the other? Do it. I could see that becoming a
Hey
thing.
man, do you want to make up some rules? No, I had the servitor where I gave it tank treads for legs and a gun 15 times its body size. All right, man, cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That sounds good.
I was reading this. Somebody wrote something on Bell Lost Souls. They were talking about Titanicus, and they were saying how like they were discussing at Games Day with one of the creators, and they were saying like, yeah, we want to redo Titanicus, but we want to do it in such a way that doesn't include everything. I mean, one of the problems with Epic back in the day was that it started to compete with 40K, which I didn't really realize. I thought in my mind they were different games, but it became like an issue where like instead of playing 40K, it was a lot cheaper, it was a lot easier to get into, and it was a lot like you have a table,
yeah.
like you have a smaller table,
Your
and you can
painting
play.
of a unit was like,
Yeah. Oh, I painted this gun somewhat accurately. Yeah. That black daub is his bolter.
his gun is blue.
But I didn't really think much about that. But then if that's the case, like we're coming to the point where they're trying to sell us Epic, but on a
Titan
a
scale.
larger scale. Yeah. So now instead of like little Titans the size of my thumb, like we have the size of my head.
Yeah.
Which is pretty big.
Yeah.
That's some real nice visual indicators.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Trust
We're
us.
gonna-
There's a
It's a
big
big-
difference between the two.
We're going to be interactive with our listeners. Listener, if you look at your thumb and then you look at your face in a mirror, that is the size difference.
And
approximately
then put
the same-
another
yeah.
half of your head on top of that. That's how
it's
big my head is.
approximately the same difference with Ted's thumb and Ted's head.
So, I don't know. So I kind of see like whereas they're doing these these things like the large Magnus Red and so on, like we're getting more into like Epic, but on a 4x6.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm stoked. I'm excited.
Oh.
Well, I think we're gonna call it after this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
I'm
Okay.
very excited
Keep
for
it light.
Imperial Agents. Keep it
Yeah.
light. We've delivered some like Magnum XL sized episodes this past few times with our Beast Arises.
We also have a
couple of
tendency
things
to talk a lot. So
We do.
and don't rein it in.
Yeah.
If we don't rein it, and then we're going to end up being yelling at me for Star Wars opinions.
And something I ate is, I think I might have the sharts later.
All right,
so
we
should probably
should probably
get this done
really
before he shits in my chair.
Ooh,
So we got far ahead.
It'll be easy to
So
clean.
Ted and I will be back in 2 weeks. We're going to be
Yeah.
talking mainly about our LVO prep and how kind of where we're at that, as well as kind of what plans we
Yeah.
have when we're at Vegas. If you like the podcast, please like and subscribe. Leave us a review on iTunes and go back and listen to our back catalog. There's some peaches in there. There's one really terrible one, but I'm not telling you which one that is.
So you're gonna have to find that one, and if you can find it, tell John which one it was, and see if you have.
And I will hurt you because that is my favorite one.
But then you can ban him. It's possible. Everyone
that's true.
Everyone else is cool as doing it.
And
so.
I've been failing in trying to find like a good tattoo parlor. So if you have any suggestions, I've really dropped the ball on this.
Las Vegas. Yeah,
Tim and I are in need of the tattoos while we're there.
Also, make sure that you check out John's YouTube exploitations over there with his gameplays. They're really entertaining. He's actually surprisingly funny by himself.
If you help us, if you help us find a tattoo parlor, we'll be able to get you some video of John getting an Aquila finger mustache.
or an Aquila just like straight across his chest with large Gothic letters across the center, across his belly that just says
DACA.
The Emperor.
Oh, yeah.
No visible tattoos. And then also then
You can
conversely,
cover all of those with the T-shirt.
check out Phil's YouTube channel every Monday
I have
and
one of those,
Friday.
don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
He's
have the
not going to
success-
be getting a tattoo.
You have the successful one. Where for your full 40K goodness every Monday, and then your Kill Team bite-sized Friday fun.
Yep. So whatever your commitment can be, whether it's 19 minutes, you can check out the Kill Teams. If it's an hour and 20 minutes, you can check out the new one that's coming out.
And really, don't bitch. You can leave that running in the background.
Yeah,
no
there
one
you go.
cares. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you watch it, go through a couple ads, we're good.
Wow. How many ads do you have on there? Damn, we're doing something wrong.
Yeah. and don't skip those ads, people. Come
Yes,
on now.
please don't.
What?
skip.
Ad block is not good.
No, ad block's terrible. So yeah, Ted and I will be back in 2 weeks once he recovers his soul.
Oh.
We love it when you reach out for us. Reach out to us. Let us know what you think about the podcast, anything you want to talk about.
Tattoo parlors.
And let the guys know if you guys are going to be at LVO.
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
guys can see them.
Yeah,
and then realize that you just want to hear their voices.
Yeah.
And realize why we're a podcast and not a video cast.
Thankfully, it's Warhammer. So it's but yeah, definitely if you want to come say hi at LVO, we'll be there. We'll be available. Like I said, I'll be in the friendly. So if you're one of those 40 lucky people, you might get to beat me. And yeah. And
Are you doing
thank
anything else while you're there? Are you going to do any of the classes or anything?
Is there classes?
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
Jordan as well. One of our listeners, Jordan, I believe his name, has been putting up reviews of the Chaos release.
Oh, no.
On our Mob Rules pages.
Okay.
And it's very. If you like Mob Rules humor, there's something wrong with you.
And Ted, you're going to be doing the narrative, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're going to do the narrative, Ted will be there for that.
And there's a
one,
couple. I'm taking a few of the classes too. I can't remember
cool.
which ones though. So maybe I'll post my list. So you can come in.
Put the itinerary.
I know one of
so
those
people
is
can,
cheap
so you guys can
painting
stalk
chibi.
them
Yeah.
throughout
We'll
Las
post up
Vegas.
our itineraries and hotel rooms.
And room keys.
I'll usually be asleep about this time, and rolled over on my left hand side.
Look through the third window on the fourth floor from the right.
About 3/4 down the way will be my butt top.
Yeah, exactly. Ted sleeps naked and with the windows wide open.
Well, we have to do that in Vegas because of the implications.
It's true.
But yeah, all right. Well, for Mob Rules,
Like a canister of Crisco by the bed.
And now we officially have 0 listeners.
we went from a record month to a record low.
Oh, the sweet, sweet smell. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.
Wah, wah.
This episode of Mob Rules has been brought to you by Mob Rules Media. Please join our Facebook group to be part of the conversation at facebook.com/MobRulesAK. You can also email us at themob@tophat-arts.com. Thanks for checking us out, and we will see you in 2 weeks.